We use the cooperation when we're doing it. We attribute cooperation to cells when they're doing it, although it's not intentional, it's just purely evolutionary. We don't call it cooperation when it's at the molecular level. It's just the evolutionary computation of stable relations. We don't consider it cooperation when it's at the atomic level, when it consists of the cooperation between particles producing a stable relation that defeats the friction of the subatomic background. And we don't consider it particles as cooperation, elementary particles as cooperation between polarized elements in order to produce velocity and spin that allows it to persist and not degrade into the quantum background. And we look at the emergence of quantum fluctuations in the quantum background as temporary, very short-term cooperation between asymmetries in the allocation of pressure and positive negative pressures. So, I'm anthropomorphizing cooperation down to the cellular level. Are they cooperating? Well, they're cooperating involuntarily because they're following a genetic algorithm. If they stop cooperating, we call it cancer or death. And if they go to war, it's called a virus or a bacteria, right? These are warfares at the biological level against the means of cooperation, which is the information that maintains coherence between cells that don't really have any sentience or cognizance, but it's just warfare. But that's an anthropomorphization of a thing so that we can understand it. There's no intent, there's no thought. This is just happening. I use the term cooperation because it's the human analogy all the way down. But you could also say it's just a stable relation up until cooperation. The difference is once you have memory, you have genetic memory, once you have some sort of physiological memory, once you have predictive memory, once you have rational memory, calculable, computable memory, you can start reaching out into a further field of opportunities where, the subatomic world just has to be lucky to bump into somebody. And just like we can only form cooperation in a certain temperature zone, right, where ourselves are, where the entire hierarchy is, right, the cooperation is available only under certain conditions. And our condition of maximum cooperation in the ultimate climate for cooperation is reciprocal assurance of sovereignty and demonstrated interest, reciprocity and display word and deed, truth, duty to pay for it, and the resulting markets and everything, including dispute resolutions, association, cooperation, reproduction, production, commons, polities, and more, from the small group all the way up to the civilizational group to the intercivilizational group to mankind. So it's all one simple algorithm across the whole scale.